Now, more countries want to join the BRICS economic group as the body is expected to expand its membership. South Africa's International Relations Ministry says over 34 countries have so far expressed interest in joining the bloc. Joining us now to help us make sense of this is Jędrzej Czerep, who is a Middle East and Africa program at the Polish Institute of International Affairs. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. Russia is taking up leadership as, countries are clamoring to join the BRICS. What window of opportunity does this now open up for President Vladimir Putin?
Vladimir Putin is the leader of the country which is being ostracized, which is a pariah state from the European perspective. We all remember well the BRICS summit in South Africa and the question whether Vladimir Putin could travel or not, having a risk of being arrested due to the arrest warrant by the ICC. Of course, hosting the BRICS summit this time in Russia opens space for Vladimir Putin to be safe on that side. But it's also, of course, a question of if South Africa used the time to when it was presiding over BRICS to Africanize its agenda, Russia will obviously try to russify agenda of BRICS this year to win more recognition, to win more legitimacy, and to promote the outlook on the global issues that fits its interest. If previously BRICS was more about building some alternative to the Western dominated model, Russian foreign policy goals are increasingly more and more confrontational to the West. So if previously BRICS was more an alter West, under Russia, it could be more and more anti-West.
Yeah. What about the impact when it comes to considerations around China with the growing membership? Because, the view of China more so because it and Russia have sought to reshape an international kind of system.
Russia and China are obviously and clearly right from the beginning the strongest states that set the direction for this bloc, which now expanded. But it's mostly about seeking to counter the American dominance and China as the biggest economy that is expected to soon overcome the American one would be very pleased with being also in the position of setting the standards. China is a very active country in using many global institutions and many global forums to set its own standards. You see that in the UN peacekeeping operations. You see that also in the Tanzania-based school for political leaders of the countries led by former liberation movements. So you'd probably see more on that from China. And of course, Chinese model of development is an attractive point of reference for many developing countries, but it's very difficult to apply it in some other place. I would struggle to find an example of a country which successfully transplanted Chinese model of development and succeeded in that.
Yeah. What considerations will come with bringing on board the countries who've expressed interest on top of the 5 countries which have joined the ranks as BRICS expands? What do they bring to the table? What are the prerequisites? And how does it bolster the unit?
Actually, the more limited the club is to countries which have a similar outlook on major issues, the more coherent it is. The more it expands, the more it becomes more difficult to find a common platform. You have Egypt and Ethiopia now being part of BRICS, countries which are extremely critical about themselves, who fight over the river Nile and about the dam built by Ethiopia, and now with the Ethiopian pursuit of the access to the Red Sea, Egypt is the most vocally against it. Then you have Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates also joining, the two big Gulf states, which are also now rivaling for supremacy or for pursuing their own interests rather than cooperating. So you see more and more internal conflicts among BRICS members. So it will be a challenge to overcome that and to put a clear common vision for all of them.
Yeah, you speak about challenges, and I can almost now try and get an idea of what this will mean when it comes to decisions which need to be made. I mean, could this be some sort of a dent in the decision-making process where the decisions will be weakened because everyone will have a say, the countries have their differences? How will it impact decision-making on key issues?
Of course, it could result in taking some soft areas as those which would the BRICS focus on rather than overtly political or economic or security ones. So cooperation in education, in culture, in sports could be bolstered, why cooperation in strictly political terms might be becoming more and more difficult. It's easier to say what we are against than what we all stand for. If you look at the list of countries which seek membership in BRICS or who recently joined or who are expressed interest, it's almost the same list of countries that the old G24 group within the IMF, the countries which sought revision of the global financial system, which was set up in the 70s, the group, and it never really achieved much because it was also a very diverse group and it had to confront a strong dominating system, the status quo. So it's much easier to say that we all agree on criticizing something than that we all agree on some concrete new proposals.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Jędrzej Czerep, who is the head of the Middle East and Africa program at the Polish Institute of International Affairs.